What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be breaking down my top 3 favorite stocks under $10. All three stocks in today's video will also be under $5 billion in market cap. So while there is a lot of upside potential with these stocks and I am very bullish on them, it is also worth noting that these stocks do involve a good bit of risk. And especially with the current market sentiment, it is obviously not an area where we do want to go all in. This is an area where maybe you guys do want to start DCAing into these positions. Maybe you guys buy half of your equity in this position and then DCA the rest. Do what is right for your portfolio and your investment strategy. I would highly recommend doing a little bit more research even beyond what I do in today's video, so you guys can have a strong understanding of what you guys are holding and you guys have confidence to back those holdings when there is those dips, or when the price does shoot up, you guys understand your targets, where you guys are looking to sell, so on and so forth. And just a really quick word before we do get into this video, I do want to let you guys know that we have our free Discord linked in the description down below. You guys can join over 500 plus profitable traders, and we have over $500,000 in premium profits year to date. Now we're looking to target around $3 to $5 million, so make sure you guys do join up and do not miss out on that opportunity. Getting this video started with stock number one here, we have Clover Health, ticker symbol CLOV. Now, currently, Clover Health sits at $3.41, and I did actually begin a position in Clover Health earlier this morning, buying in around 500 shares at an average price of $3.50. Now, I am planning to DCA the rest of my equity into this company as the days go on, and I am reiterating a conservative buy under $4.77 and an aggressive buy under $3.82. Now, that doesn't mean I am wanting to full port any position like this, but that does mean that I think this is a good time to buy at a discount. So, looking at Clover Health here, we can see that we are currently in this ascending triangle on the 4 hour, and then on the daily and weekly, we have this nice cup and handle forming. So I do think that we have a lot of price targets to go over, and we also do have this nice weekly fair value gap that we get to take advantage of. So I do think that once we can break out of this ascending triangle, we will see a nice push higher up to around our first target, which is going to be at $7.84, around 126% gain from where we are today. So you guys can see this could happen obviously very quickly. It looks like the next time we touch the highs of this channel most likely could be the breakout that would end up taking us up to around $7.84. Switching over to the weekly time frame here, I think it is very important to notice that we are currently in this cup and handle. If we are to fill this cup right here, taking us through the fair value gap, hopefully up to around that price target of $7.84, I think there is a good possibility that we do retrace back to something around $4.77. Maybe we retest that as it was prior highs, and then from there we can move up out of our cup and handle for that move that will result in a 97% gain, up around 307% from where we are today, up to our second price target of around $14.08. Now, obviously, this is going to take a little bit longer to play out, but with Clover's financials on the rise, I do think that that is a good possibility for this stock to reach, maybe something by early 2026 to maybe summer of 2026. But I do think that this $7.84 price target will be obtained by the end of this year, and I do think that Clover is a pretty good buy right now, like I said, being aggressively bought under $3.82, where we could possibly see a 307% return all the way up to my top price target at around $14.08. Now, this price target is directly correlating with our cup and handle right here, so you guys can actually take this move from the low of the cup and handle all the way up to where the handle would end, and we can go ahead and draw that up from right here, which would be 96% coming out of the cup and handle. But currently we aren't even filling it out yet, so you guys can actually get a good discount on this move, maybe get in even earlier, make an easy 126%. Maybe you guys can be lucky enough to sell at the highs, buy back on the handle, and then make another good push if we are to get this return back down to around $4.77 as a retest. That would be another 195% gain that you guys could make on this stock possibly. So I do think that playing this up at least to $7.84 would definitely be the move. From there, you guys could definitely offload some shares, maybe take some profits, maybe buy back once we do retest $4.77, and then press that all the way up to around $14.08 by something like maybe summer of 2026. But that was all from Clover. Let's go ahead and jump into our second stock here. Jumping into stock number two here, we're going to have KULR Technologies, ticker symbol KULR. Now, this company is looking pretty interesting as it did have some recent buzz, which did take it from around 50 cents all the way up to $5.50. And then since then, we have sold back down to around $1.23 where we currently sit today. I am really liking the way that KULR is respecting this demand zone, and it does look like if we can push out of this demand zone, which was prior consolidation, we could see a possible another leg up just like we saw in the past. So I do think that we could even see just a little bit of a sympathy bounce taking us up to around $3.68 or even possibly $5.50. And I do want to look at this on the weekly chart because I do like to see that we could have a possible 225% return up to around $3.68 and a possible 400% return all the way up to $5.50. So I definitely think that this name is worth noting, but I do not think that this company is going to be a world beater by any means. But I do think that we can make a good little trade here. Maybe not a long-term hold, but a trade here on this stock. Maybe just holding out a few shares, hoping that you guys can make this 225% return, maybe even pushing it up to 400%, and possibly seeing some new all-time highs if we are to get a push past that. Obviously, that might take a little bit of news or something bullish within the financials to come out, but nonetheless, we have seen the stock rave on some buzz recently, so it does not mean that it can't happen again, and I definitely think that a little bit of a retest bounce could be very healthy for this stock, possibly taking it up to that $3.68 target like I said. So if you guys are liking the way that KULR is looking on the chart and trying to find an area where you guys want to jump in, I do think that a good area to start dollar cost averaging into the stock is right here, right around $1.25 where it currently sits. I think if you guys can keep an average under around $1.50 and just hope that this stock does break out of this demand zone with a stop loss right below it, I do think that this is a good trade on this stock, and I do think that there's a high possibility that you guys could see a 200+% return coming in the next few months, and then possibly seeing something like $5.50 or higher for a 400% plus move, something like the end of the year if this company is to grow financially or get some good news behind this name. But that is all from KULR, so let's go ahead and jump into our third and final stock here. Jumping into our third and final stock here, we're going to have OPFI, ticker symbol OPFI. Now, not only is this my favorite stock in today's video, but I think this is the stock with the best buying opportunity currently. As you guys can see, I have an aggressive buy sitting in the golden zone from around $9.80 to around $8.37, and currently the price is sitting at around $8.80. So I do think that this is a great buy for this company right now, and I do think that averaging in on the way down is the way to go with something like this. But you guys can see we are obviously in this nice cup right here, and it looks like we could be forming that handle down, retesting old resistance, flipping it to support, retesting our golden zone. There is a lot of bullish stuff right here, guys. So I do think that once we can consider this bounce out of this golden zone bullish, we will start our third wave move, which inevitably will take us up to around $32.98, which is about a 250% return from prices today. From there, we'll probably see a drop down for our fourth wave move, taking us back down to around 27.64 or 24.46, somewhere in that range, where maybe we could load up some more shares. Maybe you guys do dump a little bit up here, average back in down here, play that fifth wave move up, which is going to take us all the way up to a range around 42.88 with extension up to around $48.37 for about a 415% return, guys. This is obviously going to be a little bit of a play out where this will be something that comes by maybe late 2026 for that 400% price target. But nonetheless, seeing a 200% return year over year for the next 2 years is really going to benefit everyone's portfolio. So I do think that this is a great position to at least take a look at. And as financials are growing on this company, I do think that we could get some bullish news coming out, which could propel the stock even higher. And then you guys never know. We have 2 years looking at this chart right here. So maybe by the end of 2026, this stock could be worth maybe in the 70s, maybe even pushing the hundreds if we are to get even more bullish news out. But with the company growing at the rate that it is, I am very confident in this third wave extension up to around $32.98. And if we are to continue a bull market, I do expect that to come by the end of this year. If not, I am still expecting around this $17.92 range, which will still be a pretty good return from where we are today of around 102%. So nonetheless, just returning to all-time highs is going to be a great play for this stock. So if you guys are looking for an area to buy into OPFI, I would recommend a conservative buy under $11.37 and an aggressive buy in the golden zone from around $9.80 to around $8.37 and below. Obviously, you guys should do your own research within all of these stocks that I named today, but this is just my opinion on where I would be looking to jump into these three stocks. And I do think that all three of these stocks do have some upside potential. So guys, to wrap up this video, we talked about Clover Health, ticker symbol CLOV. We also talked about KULR Technologies, ticker symbols KULR. And then we finished off the video talking about OPFI, ticker symbol OPFI. And while I do think that there is a lot of upside potential, not only on the financial side, but the chart side of all three of these companies, I do want to let you guys know that currently with the market sentiment obviously being in quite a downturn, it is worth noting that obviously these stocks are going to have a good bit of risk. So it is important to, one, find your guys' own price targets and own entries within these stocks, but also make sure you guys do set stop losses, take those losses as much as they hurt. It is important not to be bag holders and just get stuck into these companies. Obviously, I do think that they will, press to the upside in the future. But if we are to see a market correction, that could hit these small caps very, very hard. And that is definitely worth noting. So that is going to be it from me, guys. And let me know in the comments down below which one of these three stocks you guys are liking and which one of these three stocks you guys are looking to throw some money at. And then, as well as that, make sure you guys do jump down in the description, join up on our free Discord, and let me know what you guys think over there.